Hello. So, with transitioning organization into organizational learning, it can be a little difficult, mostly to do with the fact that some of the employees have been there for so long. So with that being said, it can be a little difficult in order for them to get their proper training done and to make sure that everybody is okay. So with that being said, communication is key with any organization, especially when they're trying to make sure that the proper procedures are done correctly, and if there's anything new that needs to be learned, that communication is open, and to make sure that if anybody has any questions, it's done correctly. With any training done, there has to be a proper training that needs to be done through multiple people to make sure that all the aspects are being done correctly. With proper training coming in, though, some of the employees may retaliate, and unfortunately, it does happen a lot. But with that open communication, it can be a little easier to let them know, hey, it's for the better of the company and the better for yourself as well, to become a more well-rounded person. That way, you are able to say, I started the company with one way, and I am continuing and learning a whole new aspect, and with that new aspect, it's easier for me to do certain things. But again, with that communication, it's key. Online OLMs are important because they have such a wide range of resources that can be done and to choose from. So, for example, if you're with another employee or coworker trying to get certain things done, that can help out a lot in making sure that the training is done correctly, and to make sure that they're learning the same. Some people learn better with them showing them, some people learn better with just hearing about it, and some people need both. So with that online OLM, it's easier for them to see it and hear it, and then that way when they're talking to another person or training somebody else, it's easier for them to see and hear and have their undivided attention, especially because, for example, if it's on Teams, Microsoft, they can see that person is busy with the red circle, and to show them, don't bother them at this moment. They're getting the training necessary. Along with that, online, it's easier to show and exercise that communication, because sometimes they don't like that face-to-face communication, but through message or email, it's something that's even better, and it can be more effective for them. Offline OLMs are important as well, because again, some people need that person-to-person communication and training, which is perfectly fine. But in this day and age, it's very hard to do that now with the recent things going on, and sometimes your supervisor or your boss can be across the country or across the states, and you may not even have the same time zone. With that being said, again, that communication is just very necessary for it. Some of the high risks that you see with new training being introduced as well is that those employees that are very loyal to the company, they will show that retaliation because they don't want to learn that new system. They think the old system is perfectly fine. But once you can prove to them that it is necessary and that it is important and it can cut their time in half, if anything, they're going to notice and they're going to say, oh, hey, I was doing that wrong this whole time. But with that, for them to acknowledge that and see that, the leadership and the person that's helping them train or answer any of their questions with communication and stuff, that leadership needs to know, hey, they're important and that they are needed. They are needed in order to get the company to get to their next goal, whether it be a little milestone goal or their very top goal. The training should take about 3 months, give or take, with the whole company and everything overall. But over the next few years, it should be done yearly, if anything, or maybe even every quarter, depending on how the company runs. just to make sure that everything is down pat, and if something needs to be tweaked along the way or anything, everybody's on the same page of that. Again, with communication, it'll help them out if they do them year to year, because it'll help them with their day-to-day stuff. And again, one thing or another, everybody learns, and sometimes it can be a little different. So it just depends on that. With that being said, and it may seem impossible for an organization to be completely redone from start to finish, but it is possible with everybody on the same page, communication being open, everybody accepting the training that needs to be done, and making sure that the work environment is positive. And it's just easier to control and manage a situation if anything were to arise, if everybody's on the same page and the environment is the same, and everybody is understanding of everything. Thank you very much.